what they never told you about the Satanic Bible. The Satanic Bible is one of the most misunderstood books of all time. People assume that it's a religious text, that it's evil, that it promotes violence, and that it's full of dark secrets. But what if I told you that none of those things are true? In fact, the main character in this story isn't even a devil. Let me explain. The Satanic Bible was written in 1969 by a man named Anton LaVey. At the time, he was running a group called the Church of Satan. Even though the book is called the Satanic Bible, it's not actually a religious text. It doesn't have any creation myths or stories about an afterlife. And Satan isn't a supreme being who rules over hell and made the world. In fact, the book doesn't even believe in a devil. So if it's not a religious book and it doesn't believe in a devil, then why is it called the Satanic Bible? Well, it's called that because the book promotes a philosophy called Satanism. And Satanism is based around the idea of human selfishness. Satanists believe that we should only look out for ourselves, and that the traditional ideas of good and evil are nonsense. They believe that people make their own rules, and that these rules should change depending on your situation. There is also a heavy emphasis on individualism and doing whatever you want, as long as it doesn't affect anyone else. So again, this isn't really a book about worshiping a devil. If anything, it's a book about not believing in a god. Satanism is actually a type of atheism. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's move on to the next myth. A lot of people assume that the Satanic Bible is a dangerous book, and that it is full of dark secrets. They think that it will corrupt anyone who reads it, and that its teachings can somehow hurt people. But that's just simply not true. The Satanic Bible isn't trying to spread any kind of hate, and it certainly isn't evil. That's right. None of the things that people assume are in this book actually are. If you read the Satanic Bible, you won't find any instructions for sacrifices, human or otherwise. You also won't find any instructions for summoning demons or any other kind of dark rituals. This is because Satanism doesn't believe in any kind of supernatural beings. All Satanists are atheists. So if there's no gods, then there can't be any devils or demons either. And lastly, Satanism doesn't promote violence or harming others. In fact, the Satanic Bible has a whole section on the entire philosophy is based around helping yourself. And if you read the book, you'll see that it encourages its readers to stay away from trouble. So if it isn't a religious book, if it doesn't promote violence, and if it doesn't have any dark secrets, then what is the Satanic Bible? Well, the best way to describe it is to say that it's a philosophy for living your life. The book tells you to be selfish and to look out for number one. It also encourages its readers to be rational and to use common sense. Overall, it's a pretty simple book that doesn't take itself too seriously. So now you know that the Satanic Bible isn't some evil book filled with dark secrets. Now you know that it's just a book that promotes a different way of living your life. It might not be for everyone, but that's okay. Not every book is. The important thing is that people understand what the book is actually about before they judge it. Now, if you're curious and you want to check out the actual book, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Just remember that this is the atheist version of the Bible. So if you're religious, then you probably won't like it. Wait that side, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.